Good evening and thanks for joining us. The full analysis of what happened to that tourist bus on the Columbia Icefields in Alberta, the one that rolled down a steep embankment, killing 3 people and injuring 24 others, won't be complete for months. But Global News has spoken to former drivers of the specially designed Ice Explorer buses, and they say potential safety issues like leaking coolant and oil were routinely flagged by drivers and then ignored. Global News has agreed to conceal their identities because they're concerned speaking out could affect their careers. Jayme Doll reports.
I just could picture just how scary that would have been, not only for the driver, but for the passengers.
He sat in the driver's seat of a pursuit Ice Explorer for an entire season. Shuttling tourists through the ever-changing landscape of the Columbia Icefield was his very first job as a professional driver. Last weekend's deadly crash there, a disaster he says he long feared would become a reality.
It's really, really scary. And, it happened to me that I went down the moraine out of control once, and that was really scary, and I could feel, my adrenaline pump. And when I heard about what happened...
He says in that case, his transmission lockup failed going down a steep hill, but he managed to keep it from going off course.
There was one day, I think, where I had 3 different buses I put into because the bus I was in kept breaking down. Yeah. So mechanical issues happened, like, all the time. There was one point where I had a bus just shut off just as I was about to get to the turnaround point where people were going to walk around.
The former Icefields driver alleges the buses were notorious for leaking coolant and engine oil and overheating. He says emergency windows often didn't open, and while drivers were required to do daily inspection reports, he claims maintenance wasn't a top priority. He's not the only former driver raising concerns. This woman says the bus she was driving skidded backwards with a full busload because there was just not enough tread on the tires.
There's a constant problem that just doesn't get fixed by the mechanics, whether there's not enough mechanics or whatever. There's just so many incidences that were just close calls, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
She had come from Australia and admits she had never even driven on an icy highway before getting behind the wheel of an Ice Explorer.
I did feel like we were trained quite well as being a driver, to the extent if everything is sunny. Do you know what I mean? If everything is going A-OK, then yeah, you are equipped to be a driver and to do a good tour and have all the jokes.
But if things went bad, she says she didn't feel experienced enough to know what to do. Global News contacted Pursuit, the company who now manages these buses. Pursuit did not answer questions about the specific allegations, but said in a statement, "We stand by our 39 years of operation, where we have safely guided over 16 million passengers across the terrain, and pride ourselves on our commitment to training and passenger safety and our strong track record of safety. The RCMP, Transportation Safety Board, and Parks Canada are investigating." Jayme Doll, Global News, Banff, Alberta.
The identity of another victim from that crash is now confirmed. A family friend identified Griva Patel, a nursing graduate from India, as one of the 3 victims killed in the crash and supplied these photos to Global News. She had been in Canada for a year and a half, and her friend says she was hoping to begin a new life here.